brother. Assalamu alaikum. Ahlan, ya habibi.
So good to see you. I see you've been working on your Arabic, huh?
Yeah, I see you haven't got any smaller, mate. Salam, brother. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Sultan? How you doing?
Welcome,
Good to see you,
brother.
buddy.
This is Sultan and Erdem. Master breeder.
Welcome.
Welcome. Nice to meet you, my brother.
Welcome. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hello, nice to meet you. And he's very much a guard dog, so he's halal.
Okay, beautiful.
We keep it halal in this household.
Beautiful, man. I'm happy to hear that.
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you allowing me to listen to your home, man.
Of course, thanks for being here, man. We needed to talk more after last time anyway, right?
Absolutely. And I see your outfit is matching with the house as well, you know, all white.
Man, I had these tailor-made just the other day. I'm going to make the switch soon. I've been dressing like this for a long time, so yeah, it's all organic. It's happening naturally.
Beautiful, my brother.
Please, brother.
Welcome,
Welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
brother.
So I have a little surprise for you.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I have some gifts for you.
When someone as massive as you says I have a little surprise, I get a bit nervous. I don't think people realize how big you are, mate. Like,
sometimes I forget. I feel like
I'm 6'5" and 230 pounds. What is this?
I'm like 6'7", 300. You know what I mean?
Allah Akbar.
You know what I'm saying? Allah Akbar, brother. Allah Akbar.
Honestly, I love it. I love it. Yeah, head in here, bro. Please.
Beautiful.
Let's set up in here.
Oh, the shoes. Let me take
Thank
them.
you. Welcome, man. So this is the study
Okay.
/ office-ish.
Okay.
You can call it that.
Wonderful. So I noticed that your favorite color is green.
It is.
So I ended up getting you a prayer mat from the holy city of Mecca.
Amazing. Straight from the source. Huh?
Yes, sir. Along with some other gifts as well. So this one is like a travel block, right?
Okay.
Along with it is a prayer mat inside as well, right? It's all from the holy city of Mecca. So inshallah, whenever you get an opportunity, go ahead.
Open up, have a look, man. That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Straight from the source, huh?
Yes, sir. And I have another one for you as well that I think you would appreciate. This one is for the house.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, so this is a traveling prayer mat.
Traveling prayer mat.
That's
yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, look at that, man. Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's stunning. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
And I have another one for you as well.
Woo!
Yes, this one is for home. You know.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. Father, thank you so much.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely.
This is gorgeous.
Absolutely, my brother.
Amazing. It's like a fancy prayer mat.
Hey, I want to make sure. I want to make sure you enjoy it. I want to make sure you enjoy it.
Thank you very much, brother.
Only the best for you, my brother.
I'll put it to good use. Thank you, man.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. What can we get you? Food, drinks? Some protein bars over there.
You know what? I'll take a sparkling water.
Oh, yeah. The man's done his research. I like it. There's no still water in this house. Out of respect for the top G.
Absolutely. It's only befitting.
It's amazing. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
I really like it. What can I offer you, man?
I'll take some sparkling water too.
There you go.
We're all on the level here. Fantastic. Fantastic, man. Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of fun today. We've got a photo shoot organised from the beach. We've got a car rocking up, which will be fun.
Okay. Wonderful.
My watch guy is a watch to deliver as well, so a lot of fun stuff's happening. Which let's capture it, man.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I'm excited.
Nice.
Absolutely excited. So actually, I have something else for you as well. You know, since I do know your favorite color is green, I ended up getting you a beautiful green thobe from Morocco.
Amazing, man.
Yes, sir. So just for you.
Wow, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's incredible.
And I got you a white one as well to match your outfit and to match the crib as well. You know what I'm saying?
You're very generous of you, bro.
Of course,
Thank you so much.
of course.
Amazing. We should rock these when we go to the beach.
Hey, let's do it. Why not?
It turns heads, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course.
This is gorgeous. I didn't know they did them in this color.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you so much, brother.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Very generous of you. Thank you.
Of course.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Incredible.
So I see you have some beautiful art here. Do you mind sharing with us a little bit about it, my brother?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's talk it through. So, part of my custom-made reality is I like custom art as well.
Okay.
And for me, it's not so much just the art, it's the artist. So there's two examples here, or three. There's many, but I'll talk about three. First of all, there's Jack of the Dust. So you see that the skull's here. He's an Aussie chap.
Okay.
He's doing really well now because Joe Rogan started displaying his stuff on the desk that Joe Rogan does his podcast.
Okay, wonderful.
And the idea of having the skulls is the concept of memento mori. It's not that dissimilar to the idea of Judgment Day. You're constantly reminded of the fact that we are mortal and that you'll die. And with my experience and the way I've seen a lot of the world outside of the West, I know that life is a very fleeting thing. It can end very quickly.
Of course.
And so I find it quite useful to be surrounded by reminders of the fact that there's no guarantee that your life will continue tomorrow. You need to get the most out of every day, which ties into my philosophy, which we can talk more about if you like. So the skulls are there to remind us that life is a very delicate thing, and there's no guarantee that it'll continue, and you need to be conscious of getting the most out of every day. There's this one here, which is really cool. Can we come close in on this? So this is by an artist called Gabby out of, I think she's out of the Netherlands. And what she's done here is she's taken watch pieces, because obviously I like watches, and she's put them into a scorpion. Now I have a whole scorpion story. I don't know how deep we want to go into that.
Oh, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, we're going to do the scorpion story. This hasn't been done before on camera. So
Okay, let's make it.
I was 20 years old, about that first trip overseas with the army. I was an infantryman in the Australian Army, and we were on patrol in East Timor, and basically looking to intercept militia, enemy militia coming across the border from Indonesia and engage them. And so to do that, you have what's called an OP, an observation point.
Okay.
You sit there for a long time on known areas that they'll cross. This is a riverbed, and you watch them, and you either engage or arrest them when they come through. And so you've got a platoon area with different machine gun points, and the weapons are staked facing in a different direction, and you have to take turns manning them.
Okay.
So I came up with my guy for the next, what's known as picket.
Okay.
I tapped my guy on the shoulder to move, so I came down to take the gun, and there was this big scorpion there. A friend of mine went to kill it. I was like, no. I have gloves on, because you have cam and everything, I had gloves. I picked him up, I threw him a good 5 meters. I got down behind the gun, and it's like a 2-hour picket, so you're just sitting there talking shit, watching. And I see this little scorpion just running at me, its claws up.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what? I picked him up, I said, I'm trying to save your life, friend, and I threw him a good 20 meters, like proper threw him.
Okay.
Like these animals, they're crazy. Get back down. Half an hour later, I feel this massive pain in my left arm.
Oh, no.
The frontal attack didn't work, so I did a flanker.
Wow.
I looked at him, I picked up a rock and said, I'm going to kill you now. He looked up at me and said, I don't care, I win.
Okay.
And he was waiting for me to kill him, because he'd made his point.
Okay.
I disrespected him, he tried the frontal attack, didn't work, he did the flanking attack, and he got me, and he won, and he was prepared to die.
Wow.
Because he won. So ever since then, and that was a nasty few days.
I can only imagine what kind of bite that was.
It's not fatal, just your whole arm, and you feel, you don't feel that good. But it wasn't worth an evac or anything. But from that, I was like, scorpions are about it, man. They're not playing.
The tenacity, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So I've got scorpion cufflinks, and I have huge respect for these animals. So as soon as I saw this piece of art, that both combined watch pieces and a scorpion, I had to get it straight away.
Wow, that's absolutely beautiful.
That's the story there. Now have a look at this piece. This is really special. It's from an artist called Jonas Leriche. This is a custom piece that was built. There's over 5,000 Swarovski crystals. This is custom croc leather. This was built to match the car collection.
Okay, wonderful.
And the Ferrari has the gold, the leather inside, and the other cars have a similar spec. And I'm redoing the interiors to match basically this, and there's custom duffel bags coming from the same artist, so everything's kind of matching in a way, and it all happens organically over time, so that's good fun. But there's this piece here, man, which is probably the most impressive in terms of what viewers would like to see at home. So this is a custom watch safe from Bourbon and Zoic. I'm a big fan of watches, because for me they are a symbol of success. Obviously we use our phone to check the time, right?
Yes, absolutely.
so this is more of a status thing, but status you get sick of. For me, it's a symbol. It's a symbol of not being a poor kid anymore. I like when I travel that I have a contingency plan on the wrist. They say a Rolex gets you on the last plane out of anywhere. And in my business, you want to have that ability to get on that last plane. I've got many examples from my career where I've literally gotten on some of the last planes before the airspace shuts down.
Okay,
and so having that contingency plan on the wrist is super useful. And the idea behind the custom safe, we've got my symbol, the JS symbol. I mean, that's another story we can talk through if you want. But it's all carbon as well and green, so we have it matching the cars as well, matching the skulls. Or the same spec is throughout. The green jackets. There's a theme here.
I absolutely love it.
Well, it ties into this idea of custom-made reality, right? Like I think when you get to a point where you've got the cars, you've got status for whatever that's worth, you've got everything material, you realize the material gets boring quickly.
Absolutely.
So for me, personalizing things, whether it's art or cars or a house, that's where the magic is when it comes to possessions. Anyone can buy something, making it truly an expression of who you are and tailoring it to your likes. The same way you tailor a jacket. That's what I find satisfying.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun.
That's absolutely beautiful, and I see
like
that it turns myself as well, man.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
That's wonderful.
All the gold watches are gone, except I couldn't sell this one because I love it too much.
Okay.
But I won't wear it because That's haram.
Yes.
So yeah, it's good fun, man.
So what would you say is your favorite art piece that you have, on display?
Oh, tricky, man.
If you had to pick one. If you had to pick one. Yes.
To be honest, I'd say it'd have to be this.
Okay.
Because this was such a drawn-out process. This was like a 4-month build.
Wow.
And the artist who does this is a world leader in his field. Like, there's so much detail into this. It's just incredible. And the way he was able to match it, with the gold base and the green and gold to the car collection, that is just next level. I need to get a proper mount for a proper lighting. Like, it's an incredible piece.
So how did you choose green as your favorite color? Because I see everything is kind of resembled around the green color. So what is it about the green? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm not sure, man. It's just color of Islam, perhaps.
So it's like you're Muslim before you're Muslim, huh? That's beautiful, man.
It gives credibility to the idea of reverting. I'm not sure. It's always been the color, brother. It always has been. For me, the one thing I miss in Dubai is nature, and nature is green, so I like to have a lot of green around me. If that makes sense. Let me show you over here as well, man. So this is an extension of the study. I've never done this on camera before. Should we go a bit deep into the origin story?
It's up to you, my brother. Up to you. I would actually love to hear it. I'm pretty sure many people would love to hear about it as well, my brother.
All right, brother. Let me choose a suitable jacket. Let's go with this one here. So when I grew up a single-parent household, and we're on welfare, and it wasn't a peaceful environment. Dad wasn't there. Mum was stressed out. Being a single mum was stressful. You can understand why. And so from the earliest of like, part of my identity growing up was I was the poor kid. I got teased about being dressed in only second-hand clothing. So clothing was always a bit of a mental thing for me. And what I did as my first job was I'd get on my little crappy bike and I'd ride from the poor area of town, where I was in Australia, into the rich area. And I'd collect money for the newspaper delivery. And what I'd do is I'd sign JS on the receipt, give it to the person, take the money. And I'd look up at their big houses and I'd say to myself, one day I'll be in a big house like that.
Wow.
And now that JS concept is on all of my jackets. So if you come in here, it's the same JS signed by that poor kid tens of thousands of times, manifesting a better reality, right?
That is amazing.
Thank you. So I've gone from only second-hand clothing to only tailor-made clothing, but now that same JS is on the safe, it's on the cars. I haven't put it on the house. There must be
coming soon, though.
There must be a limit to someone's narcissism, right? But that's the origin story, and that's why I take dressing well so seriously, because for the longest of time I was angry at how I looked. The second-hand clothing smell was part of my upbringing, whereas now the fact that it's all custom-made is that gives me energy to work harder, and it gives me energy to try and lift up my brothers so that they can do the same. Because I've been there. I've been that poor guy. I've gone to bed hungry many times. So I know what that's like. But then to be in this reality and understand it takes a lot of energy to get there, I think it's very important to surround yourself with symbols that remind you of where you started from. And that's what that whole JS symbol is about.
That's wonderful. So you went from second-hand clothes to now custom clothes.
That's it, brother. And some of them are, I mean, you want to talk about nouveau rich. Have a look at this. I have literal money on the linings. I got an incredible tailor. Shout out to Stallion Bespoke. We do a lot of good work together. And you'll see in the war room, I take a lot of war room guys to the tailors. Simply because the time and energy invested into getting tailor-made clothing, it pays incredible dividends. You come across with more credibility professionally. You're actually displaying a form of social intelligence if you really know how to dress. So I think every young man who wants to level up in life would do well to get to the tailors and put a bit of time and effort into dressing like they're putting their best foot forward. All these tech guys, with their t-shirts, we're adults. Let's dress like adults. If you're a serious professional, why don't you dress like it? So that's the whole sartorial thing there, man.
Absolutely. That's so beautiful. I'm so happy that you actually took out the opportunity to show that.
I haven't done that on camera before, so yeah. All good, man. All good.
I appreciate that, my brother.
Excellent. Should we keep going with the hands?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. You go first, my brother.
Thank you. Love those prayer mats, man.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is every time you pray for me as well.
Indeed, of course. Let's make it real, man. So, okay, a lot of people that come into my house and they say, "Oh, you've got a man cave." I say, "What? My house is my man cave. I have motorbikes in my lounge room." The idea that I have this man cave, a man just has permission to do what he wants in one room. So the motorbike's there to show everybody that's not a man cave.
Yeah. It's the man house.
It's the man house.
It's the man house. I love it.
Thank you, man. So of all my vehicles, actually, this is the most terrifying one.
Okay.
We'll talk about this.
Why do you say that?
This thing is it's 208 horsepower, but it's 198 kilos.
Okay.
So it's a monster. And I'm yet to even come close to pushing this because you just run out of road.
Okay.
It's this tunnel of speed and then you run out of road. So you can't even enjoy it properly. It's that quick. This thing is, I will never be able to get to even close to push the limits on this bike, the bike's capacity, because my capacity as a rider is just not there. Ducati it's those who've driven Ducatis, I know you like bikes, I mean, it's just a next level, right?
Absolutely.
They're just another, the way Ducati have mastered the art of making bikes, to me, is incredible. But this thing's terrifying. I get nervous every time I drive.
I see you took it out one day with your tactical slippers, you know?
I should probably dress better. It's true. It's true. Right, let me show you the other one. This was my first bike that I bought in Dubai. So the Diablo, you might like the racing mat there.
Okay, wonderful.
So I'll show you some of my cars.
What? There's no such thing as toxic masculinity.
That's why I'm having fun with it. So if toxic masculinity means I take care of my family,
okay.
I work hard every day to make, in my career, to make the world a safer place. I have quality brothers around me who also have these traditional values, and everyone in my circle is living well, call me toxic. That's what this is about.
Hey, I'm toxic too then.
Exactly right. It's a collective, mate. A collective of toxically masculine brothers. So come over this side and have a look at the open wheel on this side. So you see the big fat tyre. When it comes to 0 to 100, this is about 2.5 seconds. It's so torquey, it's back-breaking. I've got the aftermarket exhaust. I do exhaust on everything. I really enjoy the sound. This thing is so quick off the line, it's brutal. If you can keep the front wheel down, like a monster loop.
Oh, wow.
It's a monster, mate.
Oh,
wow. You can get up on the handlebars and fully engage, and you'll still be picking up.
Oh wow!
It's such a monster.
Wow.
So yeah, now that I'm getting too old for this sort of thing, it's basically lounge room art that gets driven once a week. But yeah.
So when did you first get into bikes?
Well, actually, funny story. I got divorced in 2018.
Okay.
I bought this bike to role model specifically to my son that his dad was about it.
Okay.
And I mean, look, it's just a bike, but everyone else in my circle, they're all like, oh, I wish I had a bike, but my wife won't let me. Part of my getting divorced and getting my life back and getting my energy back and living the way I wanted to live was, all right, I want to have fun again. Oh, I've got money, I've been working hard, let's go and get some toys. I mean,
absolutely.
I might have got a few, too many toys, but might have gone
There's no such thing as too many
a bit
toys.
over the top. But I bought this because I think it's one thing to tell a kid, especially a son in today's day and age, live by your belief systems. Don't let society put you into some sort of constrained, hole, which is what most men, they're not living fulfilled realities. They're a slave to their wife, they're a slave to their job, they're a slave to their kids' routine. This for me was, son, if you want to be that crazy guy who goes and buys a loud motorbike, you do it. And so I was role modeling that. And to be honest, both my son and my daughter, they enjoy this bike more than me. Because this was dad being fun again. This was dad being the guy who was enjoying life again. Because for the longest of time, again, slave at work, slave to the woman always in your ear whinging. This was a symbol of me, 2018, getting my life back. And since then, I mean, everything's gone incredibly well. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, all praise to the Most High.
Yeah, indeed. But this bike, I mean, they're all symbols, right? Like a bike's a bike. But this has a story. So yeah, I love it. I hope I'm making that clear.
No, absolutely. Actually, I love it. I love the story behind it. And I hear so many men today say the same thing. Like, hey, I want to get a bike, but my wife.
My wife won't let me.
My wife, yeah.
What's she gonna do, beat you up?
Yeah.
She hasn't got hands.
She don't got no hands, As our brother Tristan Tate said, she ain't got no hands,
Yeah, so this is a monster. But to be honest, I don't ride it that much because it puts a lot of strain on the back.
Okay.
My back's all kinds of messed up. So yeah, great
Thank
bike.
you for showing us that.
But be careful. No, good. Let's continue, bro. You want to see my majlis?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a bit different to the traditional majlis.
Okay, let's do it.
Alright, bro.
Ooh, I see it, man.
Yeah, so I think it's got everything it needs. So I built this for my son who does his boxing, so I can clear this away so he can train. Okay. But also, I'm not trying to be big and a fighter. I'm just trying to be pain free. I carry some pretty serious injuries from army days, so this is where I do my daily rehab. Very boring exercises, but it keeps my body in one piece.
Nice. I remember Tate, hitting this a few times,
Yeah,
exactly. There was a couple of videos of him doing that. That's awesome.
I think you broke it a few times.
Is this the same one or is it a different one? It's the same one, huh?
Yeah, with the masjid behind. So
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And there's a lot of footage of sparring and things in this room, so yeah, this is a good room. I try and put in as much time as I can.
That's amazing. Do you encourage every man to have a workout room in their house as well?
I mean, the way Tate does it is quite interesting. He has one of these and a bench press, and that's it. And it's not even fancy. Like, I mean, recently they did buy a more fancy gym, but for the longest time, Tate had one of these machines and a bench and some basic dumbbells, barbells. That was it. So the idea of needing a fancy gym, Tate himself, when he walks in here, he sort of scoffs a bit. He's like, fancy gym. You don't need a fancy gym. So I'd say to any guy, he should have a workout area in his house. And part of the approach that I've adopted, which Tate does, is just get a certain amount of reps in every day.
Wonderful.
Just pick a weight, pick a number, and regardless of how you feel, get the reps in.
I love that.
Yeah, and I do that with this stair machine. That's the single most useful piece of exercise equipment I have. If you've got a busted up back, it's very hard. I can't put any load on my lower back. That's a very low strain but decent intensity workout, the stair machine. And if guys live in apartments, just run up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
You don't need a gym, you don't need access to a gym. The idea that you need money to be fit, you need time, but any man can train, and I think it's essential. I think it's a man's duty. I mean, Islam even says it, right?
Yes.
It says it's a man's duty to be strong.
100%.
So I really believe in it, 100%.
And also in Islam, it says that this body is a gift given to us by our Creator. So it's only beneficial to us if we take care of that body that was given to us. Obviously He gave it to us in a perfect form. And then if we end up destroying our own bodies, we're going to be questioned for that.
Interesting.
So the fact that you are taking the time to maintain the body that was given to you, you're going to be rewarded for that. It's actually an act of worship.
That's interesting. It makes sense. I mean, if the body is a gift, that makes a lot of sense. And I see a lot of people, especially because I'm 40 now, a lot of people who run businesses and have a lot of stuff, they work themselves to the bone and they're not taking care of their body. So I think, especially to the high output guys out there, you have to prioritize this. I've been in positions where my health has fallen over. You're no good to anyone. So if you want to be that provider, that protector, if you want to be successful as a man, you must have, I'd say, at least 40 minutes a day devoted to keeping your body in check.
And also, I believe that just kind of shows how much you love yourself as well. And I think it's important for men to love themselves. The fact that you have the signature, it reminds you of your beginning. The fact that you take care of your body, you take care of your mind, you take care of your soul. I think it's a great, it's a great thing to see. It's a great thing to see. I think more men should start caring more about themselves. Because obviously we're naturally givers, and sometimes we neglect ourselves. But that just shows how things, that bike was a symbol of you doing what you want and how you want to take care of yourself. And now, subhanAllah, look at that, man. It's so beautiful to see.
It's a good point. And I think throughout history, men have sacrificed themselves. We've gone off to battle and we've died, That piece of our historical, mural mapping, men can do the same in the current day where they forget about their brothers, they forget about their fitness, they forget about living the life they want to live. Man, when I got divorced, I unpacked my shed, and I had for 9 years, I hadn't used my hiking kit, I hadn't used my snowboarding kit properly, I hadn't used my shooting kit. For 9 years of a marriage, I put aside all the stuff I wanted to do just to do the right thing. I was deeply unhappy as a result. So I think men, yes, we're givers, but I think we need to be selfish givers. I think that's an important concept. If you want to give the most to your family, to your brothers, to your causes, to your work, to society, you have to give to yourself first. I think men have forgotten that.
Of course.
And I think society wants men to forget that.
Yes.
Because society wants men to be this concept of the plough horse. Those horses with their head down, pulling the plough through the field, that sort of depressed animal who gets up, drags himself to work, does the right thing. I think if men don't consciously program their own minds, they will end up in a very unfulfilled daily reality of being that plough horse who exists to serve everyone else and neglects to serve themselves.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful example, my brother. Wonderful example.
Thankfully, we don't live like that in this house.
Let's continue, brother. Absolutely. You're a happy horse. You're a happy horse.
I'm very happy. So should we do some cars? You want to talk cars a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, cool. There's more rocking up later.
Okay.
Let's do this one now. Sultan. That's open one. So that bike is amazing. I have to find a way to get that bike to the mountains of Colombia.
Okay.
Have you been to Colombia?
I haven't.
Man, it's the best motorbiking in the world. It's nice sealed roads, but you've got amazing undulating terrain, like really, really good mountains.
Wow.
So I'm going to get that bike in Colombia, or I'm going to buy one over there.
Okay.
Because that's heaven. For me, that's biking heaven.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of good things about Colombia, so I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, amazing place, man. Sort of real vibe. I also really want to motorbike in Turkey, and I want to explore Albania, Macedonia on bike.
But why Turkey?
There's really good biking there apparently.
Okay.
I'm going to buy some land there as well.
Wonderful.
That'll be one of the summer bases. Romania was going to be the summer base, but it's not going to be anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
So let's talk through this car, man. This is so fast, it's terrifying. My mechanic's rocking up shortly. He's modified this so hard, or we've modified it together. It's about 800 horses. 800 horses in a Porsche. That's worth like 1,000 horses in another car. Porsche just know how to put that power down. And so you see there's a full carbon kit, custom wheels. I've even got my initials on the brake calipers. Maybe a little.
Hey, we gotta get that in there. We gotta get that in there. Look at that.
That is thanks to my mechanic. He's a creative genius. You'll meet him, but he's coming.
Okay,
He's an amazing
I look
guy.
forward to it.
Amazing guy. And there's the JS over here as well. And if you look at the level of detail here, check this out, brother. This is Dmitry Karbonov. He's a genius. Look at this gold trim right here. The level of detail he puts in is just extraordinary.
Wow.
So yeah, he's a creative genius. And you see Top Car, their symbol is a shark. The animal that I resonate most with is the shark, that apex predator, comfortable in the dark, you know, that sort of thing.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so you see a lot of sharks around as well.
Okay, wonderful.
But at the back, this the fun thing about this thing. So when Top Car do a carbon kit, it usually says Stinger.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And but they gave me the words Porsche. I said, can I change that out? I said, if it has the same letters, because you see the base is restricted because of the amount of letters of Porsche. Okay. And so I'm like, hang on, S-H-O-O. Oh, it works.
Ah, let's go. Let's go, man.
So it doesn't say Porsche or Stinger. It says shooter now. So it's a bit of fun.
We might have to replace it with Batman in the future. Yeah?
Batman doesn't have the right amount of letters, bro. we need 7 letters for it to work.
Yes.
But yeah, this car's an animal. It's so fast. It's a lot of fun. I would say to those looking to buy Porsche though, don't go with the Turbo S. It's just an animal with speed, but it doesn't handle as well. Okay. Go with one of the GT cars. So the GT3 or the GT Touring, in retrospect, would be a better car because you can track it. Like a kid at Christmas, man. That's the beautiful thing about personalizing cars. It's like you get a new car every other week, because there's always something changing on my car. So I get that feeling of, oh, this is fun all the time, all the time. Yes, and these wheels, they're custom-made wheels by Power Wheels. Okay. They're ridiculous. Wait till you see them, man. Okay. There's custom-made, and then there's this. So I'm super excited.
Look at her. She's looking beautiful.
And a lot of people, they say, oh, it's only a Corvette. I love this car. Yeah. I enjoy it so much. I don't think anyone should criticize a Corvette. Value for money and just pure enjoyment, incredible vehicle. Incredible car. Wow. The American Ferrari, right? Yeah. Ferrari, I mean, Corvette took the 488, I believe it was a 488, and they basically said, right, we want to recreate it. And so they made an American Ferrari. And I think they succeeded. This car is so over-engineered. It's so much fun to drive. They did an incredible job. Salam, brother, how are you? Good to see you.
Salam
Thank you.
And it's something so beautiful living in a Muslim country that everyone you see is basically your brother.
Yeah, it's real.
It doesn't matter if they're a stranger, you know, just you saying salam to them, giving them that greeting of peace. It takes it to another level, man.
It's cool. I think if you want to talk about a way to make society respectful, if everyone's following Islam, then man, we're good. It's sorted, you know.
Absolutely.
I look at Islam as a lot more than a religion. It's a system with which to, on an individual level, get the most out of human experience, but also on a societal level to create the most cohesive society. I mean, the only problem is humans are involved, right?
Of course, of course.
If everyone was a pure-hearted, strict Muslim, I genuinely believe societies would be perfect.
I agree with you.
But of course, Shaitan's doing his thing, right?
Yeah,
that's the issue.
And that's the challenge of life as well. It's a challenge of life as well. Yeah. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be a test.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then along with the test comes a massive reward as well.
I like it. That's the game. And I like that Islam conceptualizes these things. Every day you can make the right choices, get rewards. You can make the wrong choices, get. Those living in the West, they don't even have that frame on reality. They can do whatever they want. Take whatever drugs you want, have sex with whoever you want, play video games however you like. There's no idea of being held accountable to a higher force. And that's why you see Western societies failing. Absolutely. It's that simple. It really is. Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to see these wheels, man.
Woo! I'm
excited.
Thank
you, sir. How are you, brother? Everything good? Thank you so much. Oh, look at that. I love it. So here we have the, and this is all thanks to Deutsche Technica.
Okay.
DT Service Center, amazing. The guy who runs it is an absolute artist. We have the JS on the hubcaps and on the brake calipers, fully custom-made wheels. Yeah, anyway, I'll drive it out, we can talk through it a bit more.
Wonderful.
So excited.
I love the excitement, bro. Look at let's get a glimpse of the inside, man. Look at that. Look at that.
Fun, man. It's all a bit of fun. The only issue with us, man, is finding cars we can fit in, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you won't fit in a Lamborghini, brother. you say goodbye to the Lamborghini range.
Oh man. Sultan, let's go. Sultan. Sultan. Big boy things right here.
It's a bit of fun, man. It's a bit of fun. Oh, these wheels are ridiculous. I love it. Like, see, now I need to lower it. That's the problem. Like, it's that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Fully custom made, and they color matched from a distance. Like the way they've managed to match this to this and this to this. It's all, again, thanks to my boy Ahmed at DT Service Center. Best garage in Dubai by far.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And also, have a look at the details on this car. This is thanks to Dmitry Karbonov, so Karbonov Designs, where he came in, and we talked about this. I said I wanted to use the lines, and you see the way that's sort of flashing back and forth, but then the little touches. This is where Karbonov excels. Look at this little touch here. This little, the little bit of gold there. I mean, the man's just a creative genius. I love it. We've got the JS here, keeping it classy. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I really enjoy the personalization. It's like,
Congratulations, brother.
oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You're creating art in all of your surroundings, right? Like actual art. The clothing that you wear is pretty much an art form. The cars, I think that's how it should be. And, you know, alhamdulillah, I'm able to afford this, but I think you should be able to, if you're working hard, create that custom-made reality. And I think every young man or woman as well who's really hustling, they should seek to create that custom-made reality because it's very fulfilling. Not just with stuff though, with brothers, or with meaningful work, with the opportunity to give back to society. Your daily reality should be custom made. That's one of my key sort of messages that I'm trying to get out there.
I love that.
Thank you, bro.
Guys, we are in the Corvette. Tell us a little bit about the car, my brother.
I mean, look, people say it's just a Corvette. Good, it's just a Corvette. Like, I love it. The Americans somehow, they know how to make something that feels good. It's gratifying. Like, I'll show you. It's not super fast, but it feels good, man.
Woo! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Like, it just feels good, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it looks beautiful. And the fact that it costs less than a nice watch, for me, I like it, man. Like, if it gets written off, okay, get another one. You know, like, there is some relief in
the car not costing $400,000 that you're smashing around. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. And look at the setup too, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a
dude.
cockpit basically, man.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
Honestly, for people who want a good, fun car that looks amazing and gives you a real enjoyment in driving, seriously consider the Corvette. And this isn't even the Z06, this is a standard Corvette. Amazing car. I absolutely love it.
And
Strongly
we're big
recommend.
guys. I'm 6'7", he's 6'6".
Yeah.
Like, and we fit in this comfortably, man.
Yeah, you won't fit, at our size, you won't fit in a Lamborghini. The Huracan, the Aventador, forget about it. And also, a lot of Ferraris you'll struggle with. This one you will fit in. It's built for big Americans, right?
Wow, wow.
Like, they're a fantastic car, man. I love it. I enjoy it so much. And this gets more photos than the Ferrari. People don't even know what this is. I mean, I've dressed it up a bit, right? It's not a normal looking Corvette.
Yeah.
But if you're the sort of guy who wants to create a bit of noise as well, you can do that with this car. There's a lot to love about this car, and there's very little downsides. It's simple as that.
Woo! Oh man, it's definitely a fun drive.